Hello and welcome to the Evercade Retreat. Gene Joke here, and today I'm doing another video busting out a few games for the Evercade to add to my ranking every Evercade game ever list. This time it's the turn of Bad Dudes vs Dragon Ninja and Crude Buster, or Two Crude Dudes. I'm going to do all the versions there are on the Evercade of these games and whack it out quickly because I don't really have much else to say about these games that I didn't say in my kart ranking reviews featuring these games. Bad Dudes vs Dragon Ninja was released in 1988 in the arcades. This game where you control some bad dudes who have to rescue President Roddy from ninjas. The Dragon Ninjas, I guess. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up where you have to punch and kick your way through multiple enemies and bosses, of course, because what would an arcade game be without bosses? It got ported to all manner of home systems, including the NES, which was released in 1989 and is also on the Evercade, and yeah, it's a good fun game. While I wouldn't call it an outright arcade classic, I think it is generally well regarded. To place it in my rankings, well, we have the arcade version, which is found on Data East Arcade 1, and I would have to place that above Full Void, but just below Centipede Arcade. The NES port, which is found on Data East Collection 1, I would have to rank above Millipede 2600, but just below Creatures. It's not a bad port for the hardware, but I do feel it's partly redundant and just really doesn't compare with its sort of flickery graphics and slightly jerky scrolling. So moving on to Crude Buster and Two Crude Dudes. Now these are both essentially the same game. It's the post-apocalyptic sequel to Bad Dudes vs Dragon Ninja, where a terrorist group called Big Valley has caused a nuclear explosion in New York and they're trying to take over. Enter two mercenaries hired by the American government to take them down. The gameplay is fairly similar to Bad Dudes vs Dragon Ninja, although there is a greater emphasis on grabbing and throwing. Well, there is emphasis on it because there wasn't any of that in the first game. It also has a brighter, more colourful, almost cartoony look to the graphics, and even more weirdness, which fits with the post-apocalyptic themes. The arcade original was released in 1990 in the arcades, and to place Crude Buster on my overall ranking of every Evercade game list, I would have to place it just above Bad Dudes for the NES and below Creatures. Because although it is improved graphically, I think the gameplay's taken a hit, the difficulty's a bit high, and really as far as beat-em-ups go, it just feels tedious to play, and some of the voice work is very irritating when you hear it over and over and over. The Mega Drive port, Two Crude Dudes on the other hand, I think is much better. Although the sound and graphics have taken a hit in this port, I think it plays much better, the controls feel more responsive and there's less annoying voice work. The difficulty also seems much better here, but it still feels much more repetitive than Bad Dudes vs Dragon Ninja was. To place it in my overall rankings, I would have to put it above Skulljagger and below Millipede Arcade. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.